Hi guys, welcome back to the Regal Gentleman Studio. Today we've got Qasim in the chair. How you doing, bud?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm very well, mate, I'm very well. So what are we doing today, mate? What's the plan?
So I wanted to go for like a mid-length kind of style. Maybe long at the front, bit short on the side and the back.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Johnny Depp kind of.
Oh, nice.
Look.
Yeah, okay, sure. Have you got any photos of Big Johnny we can have a little look at? Because he's had quite a few variations of haircuts,
So I was thinking something like this.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Now I know everyone's watching this, right? And they're all thinking to themselves, well, your hair texture is nothing like that, right? Which it isn't, right? We all know this, right? But because you haven't got such a solid curl, see here, it's more of a wave, and I think your waves because it's long. I don't know whether your hair going short like that would actually curl that much. Okay. I can't imagine. Can you remember what it was like when you were growing it out?
It was not curly. It was more. It used to just stick out.
It used to flick out a little bit. Okay, okay. Well, that obviously has been professionally styled for whatever event he was doing there, right? But the thing of what we've got to look at here is the shape, right? So essentially it's top heavy, shorter on the back and sides. As long as you don't have like really, really thick curls, you can do something, a variation of that. Obviously it won't be, like his hair's a lot finer than yours. I've never cut it, but I can just tell it's probably got, it looks very, like a lot finer. So it probably does drop a lot more. But if you still like that element of having the slightly longer fringe, shorter on the back and side, still very natural around the edges and stuff though, I think you could pull it off. Cool. It'd be a variation of that, but they would be the same principles we'd be following. So if you're happy with that, then I think we should do our best to try and make it look as close to that, yeah?
Sounds good to me.
Awesome, man. Perfect, yeah. Cool. Sounds good, bud. Sounds good. Well, let's get this shampooed and conditioned, man. Cool. And then we'll take it off. Obviously not all the way off, but you know, enough off so you got the Johnny Depp element, you know what I mean?
That's it, yeah.
You sure you want to reference Johnny Depp? Have you got any mates watching this? They might just, when you walk into the house or the pub or something, they might go, hey, here we go, here's Johnny.
No one knows that I'm cutting my hair.
Don't they?
No.
Oh, wow, okay.
So I haven't told anyone.
Haven't you?
No.
Nice surprise. I love it when people do that. I love it when it's more like the elements of surprise, because we've had some people, obviously, if you've watched the channel, right, we've been doing transformation donation. We'd love to do it on Qasim's, but it's not going to be long enough when we cut it off. It's got to be a certain amount, like 12 inches, so we're never getting 12 inches off there, right? Especially to leave the length in there, to be able to cut it in. So unfortunately, we can't do it with Qasim, but we've had loads of guys come in who have like told everybody they're doing it. And I'm like, oh, I wish you hadn't, because it's the elements of surprise. Yeah. And then when we finish, we'll say like, oh, will you send us like reaction videos so we can pop them in the video? And we had one with Dan. I don't know if you saw the one with Dan where he invited people around for a barbecue and he cut his hair like really short compared to what it was. And the reactions was amazing. And I think what you're doing now, when you see your friends and family, that's going to be the same kind of reaction, mate. Right, guys. So Qasim's hair shampooed, conditioned, and I'm just combing this out now as well before we start the actual haircut itself. So I popped a little bit of a styling lotion there as well to give this a little bit more movement as it starts to dry. But I want to start seeing how this dries naturally as well. But I'm going to use that as a bit of a cut lotion too. So pop that in while it's towel dried. Best time to apply any sort of lotion. And now I'm going to start to cut. So again, we're going for a slightly, we're going to use Johnny Depp as a guide, right? But obviously, as we can both see, we can all see that, Qasim's hair is nothing like his, but that doesn't necessarily matter to the shape that we're doing, okay? Now I know in other videos you probably saw where we've had to like say, oh no, that's not gonna work. Now, there's reasons that doesn't work. Obviously, if you watch the video, you'll see why. But for the amount of length we've got in here now and how straight Qasim's hair is going as it's being combed through, I know he hasn't got curly hair. He's just got a wave to his hair, right? I don't think it's naturally curly. I think it's got wavy because it's got long. Now, with that in mind, I know that we can still do a very top heavy haircut. And again, because he's got that natural wave to his hair as well, you could straighten this out if you blow dried it. You could put the straighteners through it if you really wanted it perfectly straight, or you could diffuse it and get loads more wave, whatever you want to do. I think for yours today, I think it'd probably be better slightly blasted off, just very, very lightly, just to take a lot of the dampness out because it's so thick, but then left to dry most of it, mostly natural. That's probably the best thing. And that is what you can do daily. Do you get what I mean? So again, you're going from super long hair to a short, medium length cut. It's going to feel like it's going to be so much easier, but it will probably be a bit more maintenance. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
So we've done our horseshoe section from the recession all the way around, okay? Now, this is where we pick the length that we're going to go to. Again, we want it to be top heavy, so we need to take a good amount off, but it doesn't have to be like, very, very, very short. We just want to keep it sort of falling to about mid-length of the ear, and then just flicks out on the nape as well. So again, keeping some length in there, but cutting the length so it still falls with a little bit more length over the ear so then I can take that up myself. So the most important question of the day, mate, why are we cutting it shorter?
I think I've had it long for a while and I find myself tying it up most of the time.
Oh, okay.
So I don't really have it down. I think it's just time to change, really.
Yeah. It's so common that really, mate. When a lot of guys start just tying it up, it's almost like that's the key to be like, look, I need a short haircut now. Yeah. So what made you grow it out in the first place? Is this a lockdown grow out or?
Growing up, I've always had like super short hair, like a blade 1 at the top and 0 on the sides.
Oh wow!
Yeah, so super short hair through like school and college and uni.
Same here, mate. Then, I'm a buzz cut baby as well, mate.
And then I think I just one day, I don't know, I just decided to grow it a little bit. Then I had the top knot where you have the side and back.
Oh yeah.
Then I cut that off, went back to a buzz cut. Then I think I grew it out again, cut it off, and this time is the first time that I've grown it where everything's grown. Like the side and back. Usually I cut the side and back.
Yeah. But that's the hardest thing to grow out as a guy though, isn't it?
Yeah.
We're all so used to having such short hair on the back and sides.
Yeah.
As soon as that grows out for like a couple of months, it's like messy, feels untidy. Yeah. Is this the first time you'll have had a medium length hairstyle cut in?
I think this is the first time. Yeah, it is actually.
Wow.
Yeah. Properly cut in. Usually it's like it grows out, just leave it to grow and then just cut it all off.
Now this is the haircut, right, that if you like and you generally end up keeping, when your mates start growing their hair out, you can be like, look, it's worth growing it out to get this look. You know what I mean? Trust me, persevere for the time, and then get it cut into this length.
Yeah, because I've seen it before in like your videos. You always say people usually have shorter, the side and back isn't long enough yet to get the style they want. Yeah. So I thought, let me just grow it everything, because when I want to get a style cut in, I need to make sure that everything's
100%. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, you do. A lot of the time it ends up being disconnected at the wrong point. So then you end up hating it because you can't do anything with it, right? And it's always that saying that I always say where it's a bit like a jigsaw puzzle without the box. It's like, where does this live? Where does this top bit where is it meant to fall properly? And then when you can't find that, it's very, very hard to manage. And that's most of the time. I'd say 95% of the people who grow their hair out, who keep getting tapers done, who keep getting the back and sides cut, end up not growing the hair out properly. Because they're so used to keeping that skin element or that clipper element in the haircut that they never grow it out to the way you can wear yours today. So I'm glad you did it, man. I'm glad you've decided to go for this sort of look. If this is a first time medium length as well, it's great that you can experience what this hairstyle's like and how to manage it and stuff, I
think it's just like, I don't think I've ever had like a hairstyle.
No?
I've always had like a buzz.
Okay.
Or like have it grown out.
Yeah.
And I'm so used to wearing hats, so just when my hair's long, I just tie it up. So I've never actually
like purposely cut it into a length. Yeah. So what do you think everyone's going to say when they see you then? Like, is there no one expecting you to do? Have you been moaning to anyone about it or?
No, I've not. I think people know that I like my hair long. Yeah. So I think everyone's going to be a bit shocked when I turn up with it shorter.
Yeah. Are you seeing them today?
Today I'm seeing my sister.
Oh yeah.
So she might be a bit shocked.
Oh wow, the sisters are always the harsh ones. I'll tell you, I've had loads of clients come in with the sisters, you know what I mean? Yeah. They are the honest ones, I'll tell you. If she likes it, mate, we're sound.
That's it, yeah.
We are sound. But did everyone like you does everyone like you with the long hair? Did you get a lot of compliments?
I'll get compliments on my hair, it being long and thick. But I don't know, again, because I always have it tied or I'm wearing a hat or something. Yeah. I don't really know what type of style suits me. Yeah. So I think it's more so getting compliments on the hair itself. More than the hairstyle. More than the hairstyle, yeah. Yeah, man, you've got cracking hair. You really have. And I know there's people, again, screaming at the phone right now or wherever they're watching it, going, no, don't cut it. But no, you really have, man. You've got cracking hair. You really, really do. It's so thick, like it really thick. I mean, if you look at that section there, Liam, look how thick that hair is there. Do you know what I mean? It's very thick. If you were gonna like potentially grow this out and then cut it all off, like we have been doing in our transformation donation series, it would be that type of hair that looks like a brush, like a shaving brush. You know what I mean? Yeah. That thick bristle that you see coming through when you tie it up. Yeah. It is very, very thick.
I would bet money on that you have this head of hair till the day you leave us, mate.
I really hope so, man.
I really do, mate. I can't see you losing it, mate.
I really hope so.
And if you do, you got enough to do about 5 transplants, mate. So don't worry about it. So as you can see, guys, I'm just working around the head. Start off on the right-hand side, palm to palm sections. This is cutting in the shape, also cutting in texture. Great technique, this. If anyone ever wants to learn this, we can do one-to-one, or we can do education via Zoom, which we can help you kind of guide you through certain cutting techniques and things like that. One-to-one's always best, or look and learns are always good as well. So if you're interested in doing any look and learns or any one-to-one education, just leave us a comment. Just leave a comment, education, and we'll reach out to you. Right. This is the point where you start to see what this technique does, right? So if you look there, you've cut the length away, but look at the amount of texture and movement you're putting in there as well. It's all balanced and it's all graduating, which is perfect. And you can already really start to see that Johnny Depp length coming in, can't you? You can really start to see the flicks that Qasim wants to keep. He's got them lovely natural flicks that Johnny seems to have too. Take that length up a little bit over the ears, put some razor work through it, bring out that texture, but look at that flow sitting in there already. Super easy to manage. You know, you're doing a lot of things. You are killing a lot of birds with a single stone doing this technique. You really, really are. Hope it don't fall over. Health and safety, Liam. There's hair on the floor there, mate.
What would you say is the most like common haircut or style that you get?
That I get? I don't, do you know what, I'll be honest with you, for a while it was this type of length. I kind of must have created a bit of a niche for myself when medium length hair was in. I would probably say I get probably more longer hair than short hair, if I'm honest with you, but I don't know about a style. The last few weeks I've had a lot of mullets. But I think everywhere has had a lot of mullets like the last few weeks. I don't think I'm alone in that one. But I don't know, I've got such a varied clientele. Honestly, it's probably the most diverse clientele I've ever had in my whole career lately. So I don't know, really, to be honest. But I would probably say if I had to pick a length of hair, I'd say it's more this length or longer, I would say. But style-wise, God, mate, I can get a burst fade in the morning. I can get a sort of high top afro style sort of look in the afternoon. I can get, a long, waistline length hair. A few mods in there as well. It just all varies, mate. To be fair, yeah, it's super varied, mate. Yeah, I love it like that, though. To be honest with you, mate, it keeps the day job going good. I don't know how I feel about doing the same haircut over and over and over again. I think I'll get very bored quite quickly. I think.
I can imagine.
What is it you do yourself for a living?
I'm in IT, so I'm an IT manager.
Oh, okay. I'm just cutting in the perimeter now. So taking that neckline up, but leaving a bit more length to the corners here. A big gap of the hairline too. We want the flicks, but also he's got the nape oils coming in and the cowslicks through the corners there. So they need a bit more length in to be able to come out and over on themselves. Otherwise, if I take that too short, that will go inwards and it'll just look like that every time he lets it dry naturally. So you need to have a little bit of length in them corners, which will help because it'll give the flicks that you need as well. All right. But I want to take that collar nice and tight, which I think this style will benefit. And I think also the thickness of the hair will benefit from being a bit shorter at the nape too. Like Qasim won't notice the shortness at the nape because what he'll see straight on is he'll see all the length that we've kept. So he's not going to notice that. It's not going to be a game changer for him, but it's going to be a little bit more helpful to him when it comes to styling elements because you're going to have that smartness attached to it as well. No. Point cut into this. So I'm going to use the guide from the shorter area. So as you can see, that's where you can see where we've pulled everything in, that over direction. I'm going to use that. I'm not going to frame the face with a shorter layer. I'm going to keep that longer layer in there because that will really help when it comes to balancing in that length at the front. It's not going to be, if I pulled this in and cut this too short like this, for example, that would sit very close to the hairline, which would be nice, but then that fringe would be isolated. And it'd look a bit more like Johnny Depp in the later years where he had that very long fringe. But we still want to have a balance to it. So we don't want to have loads of disconnection going on. We still want balance to the haircut. But I think by keeping a bit of length here, that will help blend in the fringe as well. So it'll still look top heavy. It just won't be really like in your face top heavy. It'll be more like what you can, when you come to style it, you can feel the length.
Do you have particular, like, for example, your scissors?
Yeah.
Is there like I'm always going to use this particular type of scissor, or is it like a particular brand, or is it like?
No, not necessarily. I wouldn't say. I kind of. I'll be honest with you, I used to sort of. I wouldn't be loyal to any one brand, not for any reason, just because I just like to switch it up a little bit. Really, you know, I enjoyed the fact that, like, you know, I'd see someone talking about a particular scissor or a particular style of scissor, so I'd go, do you know what, I'll try them out. So it wasn't like any loyalty or anything like that towards it, like lack of loyalty to somebody. It was just I just wasn't too sure what I liked and what I didn't like. You know, I normally go for a slightly bigger scissor as well. I'm normally a 7-incher kind of guy.
Okay.
But these are these actual ones here. They're 5.5 on the side there, 5.5. So these have actually got a lot smaller. But I'm finding, because I'm doing a lot of long hair, the smaller scissors actually working quite well. It's not great for scissor over comb. I'm so used to having. I used to have a pair of 9-inch scissors once.
Okay.
And you know that I used to love them ones. For scissor over comb, you do the back and sides in about 3 minutes. You know what I mean? But I switched it up because I'm doing a lot more longer hair now. So I've still got my larger scissors that I use, and then I use a razor quite a lot as well.
Yeah.
This is a razor that I got made myself. So I use this one. I like the shape of this one when I was looking at the design. So I got this one done, and I've always used the same blades. Always, I'd get a razor that I had used the particular blades on, and then clippers wise and stuff like that. I vary again, depending on what I like the look of. Really, I didn't day a bad workman blames his tools, right? So
yeah,
you know. I mean, you can get some clippers that don't perform well and stuff, which, you know, they're the things that you want to stay away from, the performance elements. But for brands, I'm yet to be convinced that one particular brand is better than the other for a particular reason. I'm yet to be convinced on the clipper element, if I'm honest with you. I don't mean that to be controversial, but that's just the way I feel. So I just, whatever I like the look of, I tend to use. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I mean, if any clipper brands out there want to convince me otherwise, then feel free. But again, I don't really have much loyalty to them, to any particular brand, if you get what I mean.
Yep.
I just use whatever I like the look of. You know, there's a lot of choice out there nowadays, and there's a lot of choice, a lot of gimmicks. There's a lot of, you know, there's a lot of I'd say main thing is choice nowadays. So I just kind of stay open-minded to everything really, and see what they like.
Cool.
That's what I'm gonna do first of all. Is I'm going to comb this back just through like that, and we'll start horizontally and start to build up that weight so the top heaviness comes through the off-center part and through the top there. Okay. How
many haircuts do you think you'd get through today, for example?
Today we'll do 10 today. We'll be doing 10. But on an average day I do about 7 on an average day.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe more depending on what day of the week it is sometimes. But yeah, I tend to do 10 days. 7 clients, and then 10 on our filming days. We tend to do. But the I'm about the work-life balance nowadays, mate, more than about anything else. So it works out really, really well. The difference in the mindset when you have kids is bizarre. You know, it's like really bizarre, because I used to be such a workaholic, you know, and it's amazing that when you my kids are a bit older now, so like they're so much fun to be around in terms of like, you know, like I've got a teenager who's like my little best mate. I've got, you know, 2 other kids who are a little bit younger, but they're still fun. You know what I mean? Like they're at a really, really fun age now.
Yeah.
So it makes you want to be at home more. You know what I mean? Whereas like when they're babies, they're just babies, so you can afford to be at work a bit more and stuff. Yeah. You know what I mean? Have you got kids yourself?
No. So are you your kids like hairdresser then?
Yeah, they what? Sorry.
Are you their hairdresser?
I am, yeah, but their mum's also a hairdresser too. So,
okay.
Yeah, she tends to do our daughter's hair. I do the boys, but she'll do the boys as well. She does my hair, so she's got a good eye.
Are they critical of your work?
The eldest is now, yeah. I always say to him, look, mate, you can go down the road and sit in the queue if you want, you know. It's not a problem, mate. Honestly, he's become one of my hardest clients, which is quite funny. Considering I've done his hair, you know, since he had hair. So, But yeah, it's funny because you're like, Dad, are you going to blend that in? Dad, are you going to do this? Dad, are you going to do that? I'm like, yes, mate, I am. But the thing is as well, like a lot of his mates in school and a lot of the lads in school know me off TikTok.
Yeah.
So it's like, I think he might feel a little bit of pressure, maybe, I don't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah, now the haircut has to be.
Yeah, in a way, maybe, I don't know. But to be honest, he follows a lot of trends. So like, you know, the buzz cut trend, he's got a buzz cut right now.
Okay.
So he's got that. You know, the sort of longer top fringe, he had that for a while with the short hair. He doesn't like skin anymore. He used to love a skin fade, hates a skin fade now. So it's interesting, like how I've noticed how teenage, like I don't ever remember being this way, but like I probably was. I'm sure, you know, my parents can disagree, but like I don't ever remember following trends in hair back then. But again, that's probably because hair wasn't that popular back then. So this is my first experience of seeing how teenagers follow trends, if you get what I mean. And there's no better one to see it than my own son. So, but yeah, it's amazing. And you know, we want to let him, kind of find his own identity as well. You know what I mean? So if he wants a buzz cut, you can have a buzz cut. You know what I mean? It's just the way it is. But I'm sure at some point the schools will enforce the length situation, like my school did, where you can't have it it's got to be a certain length. You know what I mean? So I think that will happen because every kid in his whole class has got a buzz cut, like everyone. Your whole life does end up changing around them. Do you know what I mean? Like it's very hard when your kid gets sick because you have to cancel work. There's no two ways about it. Like, you know, I've cancelled that a few times when my son's been not being well. So it's quite interesting how that does affect your work massively the minute they're ill. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because the minute they're ill, they want you. When I look around now and I see some guys, you know, when you see people doing really well on social media and they haven't got kids, it's like, God, I wonder where I'd be if I didn't have kids. You know what I mean? Imagine the amount of filming we could do if I didn't have other commitments. Do you know what I mean? You know, how much filming, how much content could I create if I didn't have kids? Do you get what I mean? And I think it can hinder your career a lot if you do have children, because you can't be as cringy online, if you get what I mean.
Yeah.
Because if I was cringy online, mate, my lad goes into high school and all his mates see me doing cringy things online, he's going to get it, isn't he? What stage of your career you're at the moment? Are you building stage? Are you sort of made it stage?
No, I think I'm still building, so I'd like to get more senior. So I'm a manager now, but ideally I'd like to move more towards like director level or something like this. It's hard in IT, but
IT seems to be a very popular industry to be in, though.
Yeah,
as well.
Yeah, it is. And there's so many different areas in IT that sometimes it's hard to pick one, because there's like development, there's strategic, there's like the normal system admin, things like this. So sometimes it's hard. You find yourself doing a lot of things rather than specializing in one.
Right. Did you do it from? You didn't? Did you go to uni?
I did it. Yeah. So I did a degree in information systems, and then from there I sort of went into like IT support, and then just built from there.
Oh, right.
But I think I enjoy more of the like planning and development side rather than like fixing.
Yeah.
Because I think
do you find is that what you do a lot of? Is it then you're a bit of a fixer more than anything else?
Before, but now it's more forward thinking and like planning ahead.
So you being in IT, how do you feel about AI?
I see it as a very useful tool.
Yeah.
Because you still have to, at this stage, so I don't know in the next 5-10 years how it's going to be, but at this stage you still have to sort of know the field.
Yeah.
Before just completely relying on it. But it is a really helpful tool. I find myself using it, and I know so many people. But certain things you would still need to have an understanding of that area. If you're asking it more technical questions about a specific field, I think you'll still need to have some sort of knowledge, or you'd have to know how to prompt it.
Yeah.
But I don't know what it's going to look like in the next 5-10 years. I think what made it so groundbreaking was that you can almost speak to it as if it's a human, whereas Google, you're like asking it a question.
Yeah, that's right. It's sort of like a search engine, right? Because that's basically what we've always known it as, right? You know. Yeah, it's very interesting. It really is. But do you think it's gonna be good for the future or bad for the future, or both?
I think it will be good.
Yeah.
But I think there needs to be regulations around it.
Yeah.
Because
who'd write them regulations?
That's a question for the
that's a proper question.
That's a different type of question.
Yeah, let's not go into politics here, mate. We don't do politics on this channel. I don't like what it's doing to my industry, if I'm honest with you, because you know, I don't know if you're a long time watcher of the channel, but I always recommend Pinterest. Right, I have the 3 P's when you're growing your hair out: patience, perseverance, Pinterest. I used to say that all the time. I don't know how I feel about recommending Pinterest anymore because it's just AI.
Yeah.
We found a photo, didn't we, of ours that had been turned into an AI photo.
Wow.
And I was like, wow, that's crazy. And as good as it is, Pinterest still for obviously looking for pictures of haircuts, like, you know, it's better than using Google, you know, because it's never that accurate. I think the problem is because of the AI haircuts now is that what people don't realize is that when they see a haircut, and if you're not trained in this industry, you probably wouldn't tell it was AI. Some are really fake looking, but some aren't, right? Now, what they do is, the pictures, they add colour to them and lighting and everything else to the haircut to make it a million times more, its best version of what it could be. So they could take your haircut, that's super natural, lovely bit of movement in it, throw in warm tones to it through colour, throw in different lighting, maybe change your skin tone a bit to make the hair stand out a bit more or whatever, or perfect it so it's absolutely perfect. Then the expectations of coming into me are that we can replicate that, but we can't because it's been made by a computer. We can't replicate that. Fades as well. You look at some fades on AI now, they're flawless, and it's extremely hard unless you get that perfect head of hair, that perfect client, to get an extremely flawless fade. There's always going to be some sort of, you know, darker patch in there or something like that, right? You know, however many times you go over it. I feel like it's making expectation levels in our industry so much higher from clients to sort of stylist expectation levels. And I think if we don't monitor that as well, that's going to make it harder for us. And it's also not just my job in terms of the finished look of the client, it's the expectations of new barbers and hairdressers coming through, going like, I'm never going to be able to do that. How is his or her work so much better than I'll ever be able to do? And it's not, it's AI. Do you know what I mean? So it can have some negative effects quite quickly, even on an industry which is creative, which is surprising. I don't think it'll ever replace our job. I say that, you know, never say never. Obviously, you know, we didn't think we'd ever be able to fly, but you know what I mean? But like, I don't know how quickly it will replace my job, face-to-face job. You know what I mean? And if it does, I'll be helping the people do it because I'd rather be winning with them and losing against them. So work this through, get your flicks out there, and get this falling to where you want it to. So I've cut it to the length that is as close to Johnny's, but also works for you as well. So you've got that little off-centre part, and it falls a bit more like that. So it's pretty much the same haircut, right? Now all I'm going to do is I'm just going to blast this off very, very loosely, right? Now you can always apply a styling product if you want to, or you can leave it to sit naturally, whatever you want to do, right? I'm sure not going to dry this off at all. I'm literally going to do one pass, just like that. So it's still got an element of it being damp, okay? Because the whole point of this haircut, it should be very easy to manage yourself, right? So you don't need to do anything to the top to make it fall heavy. It's cut in this way. Just like that, right? So it's still about 80% wet, all right? Tidy up your sideburns now and your nape. So I'm going to tie this up here. So just a little bit of freehand. Tie the neck hair, so you're not going into the hairline, just going to where the hairline would be, just like that. And just cleaning up that little bit there. This is more so just for the neck hair and the little wispy bits. Any little bits that we don't need, we can taper out. Nice bit of clipper over comb just to get rid of that. Like that, and then now, while it's this damp, right, is when I'd apply the styling product. So I'm going to put a clay in this, okay? Now, clay seems really odd because of it being longer, but when you apply a clay, especially an oil-based clay, which it still washes out quite nicely, but an oil-rich clay, it preserves that kind of weight to the hair as well because it's a heavy product. but also when it's going into damp hair, it still keeps it nice and moisturised as well. So I'll put some clay in for you too. Again, you don't need a lot. So work the clay through the hair, like this. Again, application first, working it all the way through the hair to make sure we get it coated. And the beauty of the clay is that it doesn't set. So again, you're going to have hold and weight to this, but you're not going to have something that's going to set in one place, okay? So let's go for Johnny, right? So let's see which way we get a bit more height. I'll probably go this way, because that falls a bit nicer. So bring that coming in from the off centre, and then just rest them little bits up there, and let bits fall in. So just push it in like that, right? Pull the little flicks out at the back, and then just let little bits fall in like that, just so you're letting it fall through, okay? Now, you could have a bit more zigzag if you want, so the top falls a bit more natural like that if you want to, so it doesn't look absolutely perfect. Johnny's is probably a bit more like this, I'd say. But you can also wear it loads of different ways as well. So you can wear it like that, which is the cut. So you see the flicks coming out of the back, everything else. You can also wear it, if you want to get a bit of height, you can bring it over and across the way you want it to go, so you can wear it a bit more like that. So you get a bit of a slightly different finish to the haircut, a bit more pompadour-esque or whatever, a bit more like the medium length hairstyles you'll see. Again, you can go with your natural part, which is a bit more over here too. But you can wear it like that, or you can just go straight down the middle, right? Okay. It's down to you how you want to wear it, really. Okay, you can wear it whichever way you want. I would always say go with the sort of the natural finish, which is a bit more like that, because you get a bit of height. It sits in the perfect shape, and it's as close to the image as you'll possibly get as well. All right.
Cool.
Happy with that, yeah?
Yep.
Perfect, man. Does it feel weird having shorter hair?
A little bit, yeah. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah. Your thoughts, so, man.
I think the motion of tying my hair up will feel a bit weird because I'm so used to tying my hair up.
100%, mate. I'll just show you what it looks like in the mirror, okay? Now, I'll show you it from different angles, okay?
Yep.
So if you hold that mirror for me,
okay?
I'm going to show you what this looks like from the edges, okay? So I want you to look through that mirror, see yourself in that mirror behind. That's how it falls now.
Lovely.
So it's a bit like the picture you liked originally, the one with the flick at the back. That's how your hair's just naturally fell. But what you've got is you've got shape, you've got movements, you've got texture, you've got natural finish, you've got natural flick, but then you've got that what looks like a top heavier finish from the sides. Do you get what I mean? That you can just let it flick and let it fall. Whichever way you want, right? You can go with more Johnny if it falls across your eyes if you want to, or you can let it be a bit more, maybe a bit more on trend and let it kind of sit really heavily onto your eyes or whatever. But that's the finish through both sides. Yeah, man.
I like that, man.
Looks good, doesn't it, mate?
Yeah, lovely.
Looks good. Thank you, man.
Thank you.
I'm glad you like it. I know it's a big step, isn't it, going from long to short, but I think you picked a really good haircut, and I think you pulled it off well.
Cool.
So that's good. Yeah.
Yeah, and I really like it. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome, mate. Thank you, man. Cheers, bud.
Cool.
Thanks, man.